What's up, guys? It's your boy Brennan, aka Drip, back with another locals deck profile. And today, it's the sauce, my guy. It's the one that I've been telling you all about all week long. One thing I will say, though, I did a little bit of research. Sadly, I'm not the first one to do this. There's a couple of people that did it, but I don't know. I didn't look at their list. I just looked to see if they actually made the deck or not, and they actually did. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know nothing about what they run, what they're doing with their combos, what they're trying to accomplish, or anything like that. But this deck is really gross, and it's one that I've been thinking about for a few weeks. And the second engine that's actually in the deck, I've been wanting to make a deck about it for going on almost a year now. But I found out that they have some synergy, and they work very well together. So we crammed it together and got first place with it at locals. So without further ado, please hit the like button, subscribe button, check out the description for my Patreon, Discord, and all the other ways to support me and what I do. I'd greatly appreciate it. But let's go ahead and get into this. I broke it down in like engine / like utility cards. It's not going to be in order with monsters and stuff. 3 Albert, he's basically the new Alistair. He does a lot for you, obviously. Kind of standard and like kind of pure. If you see my last week's video on branded, this one's kind of built like that. It's all gas, no brakes. I'm only running one hand trap, and if you couldn't already guess it, which one it is, it's McCurrier. And then we got 2 Tragedy, standard lineup, and 1 ad lib. I cut the Dramaturge because with this build, I'm actually trying to lock my opponent out of the extra deck, so why would I need to try to negate something from the extra deck since we're just going to auto lock them out of their extra deck. That's it for the Despia monsters. Like I said, it's pretty standard. Then we got 3 Brand of Fusion. This card, ridiculous. It gets you so far ahead, it's nuts. We really want to see this card more so in this build than any other build, because we want to use this to get our access to Albert and then just normal summon the Buster Whelp. Then 2 red, you don't need 3, and then the 1 lost. I feel like this is pretty standard in most branded lists. There's probably nothing really spicy when it comes to that. Moving on, I am running the obviously I'm running branded lost, so I'm running the package. You don't need Tri Brigade, you don't need the kit card. I feel like that's just overkill, because we are running the allure. So you're gonna, whether you see the allure or not, you're going to see what you need, whether it's Brand of Fusion or the Buster Blader package. I felt like this was fine as it is. The 1 Golden Lord, because it's a free light target and it can help you push for game. It comes up quite a bit, and it's a free interruption, so we are not running no hand traps. You just send something for free. It forces them to respect it and interact with it. 3 Buster Whelp, the main normal summon of the deck. You'll never synchro with it because it turns off your Brand of Fusion. You just need it to get access to your traps. 2, because if you hard draw the 1, your combo is just dead. And sometimes it comes up to where if you have 1 in hand, you hard draw the other trap, you can summon this, and people sleep on his secondary effect, because once you have him on board, if you can, in your monsters, destroy your opponent's monsters by battle or whatever, you can take 1 of their monsters, equip it to him, and then detach it from him and just nuke their entire board. So he kind of works as a Regeki that people just don't know about. And then I'm going to extra deck lock you, and it's better than Scythe because it's permanent. And then that's it for the monsters. And then 3 with the best trap, and then the second best trap. This can protect your Whelp, which is really nice from like Twin Twisters and stuff, so it works. It's degenerate. Then for more gas, 3 Patchwork, because you like plus and 2. 2 Agent Chain, and 2 Poly. It's just really nasty. Nothing I need to say about that. And then 3 Pot of Greed. I literally, in my finals match against Ancient Wars, I resolved all 3 of these in the same turn. I used it to draw in the second one, and this one to draw in the third one. It was really freaking disgusting. Super free, super free. And then the last card in the deck is Foolish Burial, because it can be anything. There's some situations where I hold this to see if my Brand of Fusion resolves, and if my Brand of Fusion resolves, then I just use this to send the Destruction Sword. So, because you can send the Destruction Sword off of Brand Fusion, that's how you extra deck lock them, because it's a dark target. So you use that in Albaz to make Rebellion, and then if you did that, then you could just use Foolish to send the Tragedy and still get your ad lib for your plussing. So Foolish is really good. So you just hold on to that and see, make sure the Brand Fusion resolves. It's 45 extra deck. My main deck rather, sorry. Extra deck, Sasuke's, because Sasuke's day. 2 Mirror Jade standard, 2 Albion standard, 2 Rebellion standard, 2 Chimera standard. This extra deck is very standard. It's just swapped out a couple of cards to make room for the Buster Blader cards. 2 Buster Fusions. You need a second one because sometimes a 1 is not enough to completely end the game, and the second one does come up because it just does, because your Synchro will die. Then the power of 1-ofs is 1 to Ash Dragon, 1 Masquerade, and one of the main reason why we run this deck is this card here. This entire deck turbos to make this just gross, and if you don't already know, I'll tell you here in a second after we finish the deck. And then the last 2 cards in the deck is Buster Dragon. Nothing really to be said about that. Let me show you the side deck, because this is a tournament deck. Token, and then token, and then more tokens, because we like tokens. 3 Droll, because fuck Therions. Love you. Evenly, because evenly. 1 Red Reboot, because I can't stand Solemn Judgment, and there's a guy that plays here at Locals, and I feel like he stacks his deck because he always has Solemn Judgment. And if you know me by now, I've mentioned this a million times in my videos. If you're running a deck that has no hand traps, you do not side deck hand traps. I know I side deck Droll. Get out of the comment section. Unless they're super high impact. So if you're not running hand traps in the main, you need to run more board breakers to help balance it out, because if you side deck hand traps, you see a hand trap as your 6th draw going second, you didn't see it in your opening hand, you just freaking are ripped. So if you top deck a board breaker, then you're just Gucci flip-flops. 3 Dark Ruler, because Droplets is a very good card, but people are scythe locking in the main phase now, not in the standby phase. So this is just better right now in certain decks. I still think Droplet is an overall better card and is my favorite card, but since I don't have to worry about being scythe locked in the standby phase anymore that much, unless you're playing against Virtual World, obviously, but at that point you just high five them and say good game. 2 Twin and 1 Duster. It's, in my opinion, a very solid side deck for this deck and what it's trying to do. Let me show you real quick what the deck is like basically trying to do. So basically, I'm just going to make the end board, the standard end board. So like the standard end board is Chimera, then you resolved Mirror Jade twice, yada yada yada. I'm not worried about what's in your hand. And then what you send is obviously going to be Albion. Albion will be in the graveyard. And then the second one you send, because you resolve Mirror Jade twice. If you don't resolve Mirror Jade twice, don't worry about sending Albion. Just send this guy right here. So this is your inboard with this and this. And then you also plus, because the standard combo, you add you search and then draw 2. So you have plenty of cards in hand.
And branded in red.
And branded in red. Well, you already resolved branded in red. This is after you already interacted with your opponent's turn. You locked them, and you sent these 2 in their passing turn, and they have, let's say, like 3 monsters on board, but they're switched to defense position. They were just trying to build a wall to protect themselves, right? Well, what you're going to do is, since you have 3 random cards in your hand, this is like the thought process that went through my brain that's just disgusting, and sometimes I kind of feel like it's big brain thinking. So you actually have locked them too. So that, and just say 3 random cards in hand. They're not really going to be those cards, obviously, but just make them 3 random cards in hand. So in phase, this will special this. And then you use his effect during the end phase, discard a card for cost, and then take their entire board and suck it up. Suck up their entire board for this guy, for him, because he requires one Fallen of Albaz with 1+ dragons. This turns everything into dragons, so you just special summon the Fallen of Albaz on the end phase and then suck up their entire board, and then you still have your Aliber in hand and everything else just to completely OTK them next turn. Well, they're going to probably die anyways. Even if this died during the end phase, they're still extra locked and you had a million pluses. So that's basically the main thought process that I was trying to do with this deck. It just makes this card stupid and really, really good in this deck. But that's it for the extra deck, main deck, yada, yada, yada. 45, 15, and then 15, obviously. Let's crack open these packs and see if we can pull a Ghost Rare on video. Oh my god. This thing's Gorilla Glued. What? Not the Blue Tang, the Buzzsaw. Well, give me an ultra rare at least. Jeez. Nothing. Last pack of Destiny, bro. Nothing. Well, that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the stuff in the links down below. This deck is really gross. I don't know why people haven't thought about it or used it before at regionals. It's very consistent. It takes, like I said before in my last video, it takes everything Pure does but intensifies it and is just as consistent. But anyways, I hope you all enjoy the video. I hope you all have a wonderful night, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this video. It's your boy Brendan and Team DDD signing out from Paradise Gaming. We out.